say that you work really hard and do extra chores, and you earn $30, and you're proud of that $30, and you're going to put it in your bank. But before you can keep that $30, you pay 50% taxes. So you only get to keep $15 of that $30 you made. Well, a lot of you I know pay tithes, and you put part of it in savings. So maybe out of that $30 you work for, you get to keep $10. Now, does that sound fair to you? No. You worked hard to get $30 and you only get to keep 10? Much of it would go to programs you don't believe in, programs you don't think are right, and you don't even benefit from most of it. So think about that. We need to stop these taxes. Now, a lot of you have probably heard about spreading the wealth. That's what my opponent's party wants to do, spread the wealth. They want to take more from you and give it to other people who don't even work, some of them. We're not making these people accountable. We're not making them responsible. We are enabling them to rely on the government to take care of them. Now you're saying, well, shouldn't we take care of people? Well, sure. As Christians and citizens, we should help people who can't help themselves. Many of these people can help themselves if they get up off their lazy hindies and work. And as another thing, as Christians, and as family members and as friends, we can help the people who need to be helped. There are family, churches, communities, and charities to help the people in need. But we should be forced by the government. And you know why churches and families and communities and charities aren't able to help other people they should? Because people don't have money because the government's taking it all from them. So let's say you're in college and you've worked hard to get to college, and you're in college and you've worked hard and you've stayed in your room and you've studied and you haven't gone to all the movies and the fun things that have gone on because you're serious about doing good and well in college. And you've got all A's, 4.0 average. But your roommate, she's a real slacker. She skips classes and she goofs off and she goes to everything with her friends. And your grades come in. And she's got all D's and F's. And she's going to flunk out of school. But somebody comes to you and they say, hey, you got to share that wealth. We're going to take half of your A's and we're going to give it to your roommate. You got to share your wealth so that your roommate won't flunk out. She hasn't even been to class. She hasn't done any of her homework, none of her papers, failed all her tests, but you're going to have to give her your A's so she can stay in school. How would that make you feel? That's how this share of the wealth is going to do. That's how it's going to affect you. You're going to have to give part of what you've worked for to somebody who hasn't worked for it. And it's not fair. It's not fair to anyone. That is welfare. It is socialism. And those are programs, policies, and words that you should be scared of. Now, lastly, I want to talk to you about natural resources. Our earth is a precious resource. It is something we should protect, but it's also something we should utilize. And we can do both, North Carolina. We can take all of those seals, we can take care of all those elks and caribou and sea otters and polar bears. We don't have to destroy God's creation to take care of the people. He gave us those resources. He told us to take dominion over them, and we can do it, and we can do it wisely. There are ways to use wind. There are ways to use water. There are ways to use the sun to produce power, and there's safe ways to do it. There's safe ways to use nuclear power. And you know, we have more coal in Alaska than there is oil in the Middle East and Russia combined. But we have to be able to get the votes necessary to lift the ban so we can get to it. And there are safe ways to mine, and there are safe ways to get to burn it cleanly, no matter what you hear from our opponents. And we do need to drill, baby, drill. And we need to drill, and we need to drill now. We need to drill in Alaska, and we need to drill off of our shores, even here off the shore of North Carolina coast. We need to be free of the countries that control us through oil, countries that don't like us very much, that control us through this resource. We need to tell the lobbyists for these big oil industries to get lost. And we need to keep our money here in our own country. That will stimulate our economy and it will cut our taxes. And we can create millions of jobs for our citizens right here in America. Aren't you tired of not getting to go places because gas costs too much? Yes. Aren't you tired of being colder than you have to be in the winter and hotter than you have to be in the summer because of the power bill? Yes. We're at the point of timing our showers, and my husband wants to put timers on our lights so we can lower our bills. We can do better than this, North Carolina. And I promise we can do it safely. North Carolina, let's be a state that leads our country. Let's be a shining light in a country that is growing increasingly lost in darkness. Let's show them, let's remind them what an American is all about. What America is all about. Freedom, responsibility, accountability, work ethic, morals, values, and patriotism. North Carolina, let's get back to our roots. Let's get back to our glory days. Let's take our state back. Let's take America back. I would appreciate your vote for me, for Senate, and I will do all I can to lead in this effort. Vote on November the 15th and vote